Now! You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know?
Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay, what's the second best?
There is no second best. Fortune favors the brave.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, whenever you are. Welcome to a new Decrypting Crypto live stream. I'm your host, Matt Batiri, here with my co-host and ever so lovely bearded friend, Wasim Debussy. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. How cool was that video?
It was cool. I don't know what movie that last scene is from, so if anyone has seen that movie, let me know.
I think it's Stranger Things.
Stranger Things, is it? Okay, so the TV show on Netflix, I'll have to check it out because it kind of looks pretty cool. It looks a bit like Game of Thrones, the White Walkers, but they're all red. So I started watching that yesterday. The new Game of Thrones House of Dragons.
Have you? The House of Dragons?
Yeah, it's pretty good so far. But both you and I started watching the John McAfee story as well on Netflix. What's it called again?
Riding with the Devil or something? Or
Riding with the Devil, yeah. So if you don't know John McAfee, he's the founder of McAfee Antivirus Software, big proponent of Bitcoin back in the early days because he's a big fan of decentralization. So if you guys want to check that out, watch it. It's a really good watch. It's on Netflix. And one of the pioneers, the early adopters of Bitcoin. And he passed, I think, a couple of years ago. But may he rest in peace.
It was last year he died, not a couple of years ago. It was last
year.
Was it
last year? Okay, yeah. It was recent. I know that much.
It was recent. He died last year in a prison. And there's a bit of conspiracy. Actually, we're going to go through a bit of conspiracy today with the news highlights. It's a good segue to get in. Let's get started.
Yep. We have 10 people watching. So, guys, drop us a comment below. Do you think Bitcoin has bottomed? And we want to know, are we now going to start the bull market? Alrighty, over to you, Wasim.
You want to put that in the chat because you actually put that question in the private chat before.
Oh, did I? Okay, yeah, no worries. I will do.
Oh, good. All right, guys. So, look, a bit of a rough week and a rough start. So, Bitcoin briefly drops below 20,000 to the lowest level since mid-July as investors dump risk assets. So, what caused this was Bitcoin going down below 20,000, going down by about 5%, and it reached to the bottom of 19,526, so 19,526. So this happened because it was triggered by Jerome Powell's stern comment about halting inflation in a speech in Jackson Hole, where he basically said that there will be some pain coming until they start quantitative easing. So the Fed is hard on quantitative tightening, which has scared a lot of investors, and that has caused a drop in the price of Bitcoin. Now, Matt did ask you guys, has Bitcoin bottomed? Let us know in the chat. I think I'm just going to stay on the sidelines for this. My view always is I don't like to do price predictions. I'm in this for the long term, and as long as I'm accumulating and keeping updated with what's happening, that's all that matters. That's the type of investor I am. Coming up next, we have VC investments in blockchain startups skyrocket 600% in 2021 to almost $15 billion. So as the cryptocurrencies, obviously the ecosystem grow and all the and it's started to grow with more adoption, as we're talking about. And as always, what we saw was there was a 600% increase in the amount of investment in blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies. So this has gone up to $14.8 billion, up from $2.1 billion back in 2020, which is the last time this data was recorded. So the biggest spike has been in America, Latin America, Europe, then Asia Pacific, and then Middle East. This has been predominated by a lot of our banks. A lot of the banking and financial sectors said that. In fact, there's a quote here from the Chris Dingo, who's the payment analyst at Global Data, which is a company that ran this report or this survey. And they said one sector that is investing heavily in blockchain technology is banking and payments. Blockchain is helping the payment industry manage remittances, central bank digital currencies, and asset tokenization. However, it's still new technology that needs to be fully tested before it can be adopted fully within the payment infrastructure. So yes, although there is a huge amount of money coming in, it is unfortunately a lot of it is going into central bank digital currency research, which is not good news for decentralization. So as the report says, a small number of blockchain-related companies actually Google has also put on a report that they've invested in blockchain technologies, and they came out and said that it was said somewhere was like $1.5 billion investment into the space. However, Google did rectify that, saying that they've invested in companies that have collectively raised $1.5 billion. It's not Google's investment in that. Moving on is Wolf of Wall Street. Jay Belford admits being wrong about Bitcoin's collapse. So this one here, back in his 2018 crypto winter, Jordan Belford came out and he was very, very anti-crypto. He called Bitcoin a scam. He has now reversed his stance on it, and he's bullish on crypto, especially Bitcoin and Ethereum. And he actually came out and said, at the time, I really hated crypto. He stood by everything I said about crypto. I stand by everything I said crypto in 2017, except for one thing. I was wrong about Bitcoin going to zero, but I didn't look closely enough because I just said it's a scam because it seemed that way because it had all the earmarkings of that. So we're seeing a lot of these, investors, billionaires and whatnot over the years completely do 180-degree turn, go from, crypto bears to crypto bulls. And they used to hate crypto, talk crap about it, and now they've turned around and started adopting crypto and being crypto enthusiasts and crypto influencers. Now, he does go on to say that he believes that it's going to be pretty much Bitcoin and Ethereum that will likely be the only two that succeeds. He also has a stance to say that there will be a big crypto crash before crypto can really start rallying up. And I think we all tend to agree with that. We are in one right now, and it's going to rally up and then crash again. That's what we love. We love the volatility of crypto. All right, and next is a bit of a conspiracy theory going around where crypto coin AVAX drops by 11% after a self-described white whistleblower says Avalanche weaponized litigation against rivals. So there was a report that was leaked on Crypto Leaks that pretty much said that Avalanche as a company hired a law firm called Roche Friedman, and they made a deal which they would collect information about rival companies and trap them under class action lawsuits in return for massive amounts of AVAX tokens. And there's also, he says, we can reveal that the PAC directs Roche Freeman and their leader, Kyle Roach, to use the American legal system gangster style to attack and harm crypto organizations and projects that might compete with Avalanche. He also said the aims to creating magnets of regulatory such. So they're creating a problem with the SEC and the CFTC to distract them from the highly commercial nature of AVAX. And lastly, they were after some personal vendettas against some individuals. So the price of AVAX did drop by 22% from $23 to $17.19 since Friday, which was the highest loss in any of the cryptocurrencies during that time period. And so that's a bit of a conspiracy theory. Some people are saying it's not true, so we'll see what happens. That's it. I think the next is back to you. Oh, this is now. Okay, beautiful. I thought it was under adoption. Okay, so global crypto adoption exceeds 320,000 users, according to the study. He's the country's leading the charge. So if you try to scroll down a little bit and for me, Matt, to show the map of the world. So basically, this report has come out and said that now crypto adoption or crypto users around the world have reached 320 million users, which is about 4% of the world's population. This is something that we've spoken about. We speak about quite a lot. That it's only a matter of time, and not a very long time. It's probably another year and a half, 2 years. Or actually about 2 to 3 years before we get over 1 billion users of cryptocurrencies, which then makes it on par with when the internet went mainstream. So we're very, very close to this. So Michael said that the video might not be working. I don't know if you saw that. But yeah, so obviously, again, this is showing that crypto adoption is growing quite rapidly, and this map actually shows how many crypto users there are in each different continent. So we can see here that Asia has 130 million crypto users leading the pack, followed by Africa with 53 million users, then followed by North America with 51 million users, Europe with 43, and South America with only 27 million users. And we know how much crypto adoption is growing in South America. That place is going to explode. And Oceania, meaning Australia and New Zealand, according to these guys, there's only 1 million users. Now, I think that information may be disputed here in Australia. So even if they're wrong, on the low side, it's great news for crypto adoption. And that's it from the news. Over to you, Maddie.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, I'm not too sure if we are having technical difficulties on Facebook. Nothing showing on my end, but the show must go on. Check us out on YouTube, guys. Check out our channel, Decrypting Crypto. We go live. We stream live to there and also on LinkedIn. So you can.
And make sure you smash the like button and click on the icon, bell icon, to get notifications.
That's right. Alrighty, guys, over to the Twitter highlights. Starting off with our good old mate Peter Schiff. There still seems to be a lot of buyers for Bitcoin below 20K, but there also is a lot of sellers above 20K. I think the market runs out of buyers before it runs out of sellers. What do you think happens first? And 52% people said run out of buyers, and 48 say run out of sellers. It's 50-50. But yeah, 20K is interesting purely for the fact that it was the previous all-time highs number, and now we're hovering there. Even though we did break break down to 17,600, 20K is, I guess, an important level, because Bitcoin usually, once it breaks its previous all-time high, comes back, touches it, and then continues. But we obviously went a little bit below. And if Jerome Powell continues to increase interest rates and there's more pain ahead, then we're probably going to be stuck below 20K for a little bit of while. But because it's very difficult to know what the bottom will be, because this time is different to the previous 12 years. This is the first time Bitcoin is basically alive during a recession. In the last 10 years, we've had some great times. Things might not play out as expected, and even technical analysts might not be able to predict where the bottom is. So, guys, it's always good to DCA, as we tell you on most streams. Next, we have Altcoin Daily. If Bitcoin has 1 million fans and I'm one of them, if it has 10 fans and I'm one of them, if it only has 1 fan, then that's me. If it has no fans, then that means I'm no longer on Earth. If the world is against Bitcoin, then I'm against the world. So basically, you need to be a believer in Bitcoin. That's what they're saying before investing, because we're going obviously through some tough times, but those that have diamond hands or strong hands will also and are accumulating more are going to see the benefits in next bull run. It's a long-term investment. Even if it's a short-term investment, on most days you can make more. Bitcoin can move more than sort of 5 to 10%, which is what the average hedge fund and self-managed super fund are making in interest. So basically, if you can pick close to the bottom, you can really outperform most assets in a short period of time with Bitcoin, and you can't really do that anywhere else unless you're investing in Warren Buffett's hedge fund, which I think makes 10 to 15% a year maybe as an average. So look, it is the way. It's where most people are flocking to. And like Wasim said, 320 million adoption currently. When we triple that in the next few years, things are going to start getting pretty crazy. Next, we have Ben Armstrong. I'm a moon boy in the bull market. I'm bearish in the bear market. Flipped bearish at the end of January. People killed me for saying BTC will go below 20K. PC will go below 20. Was 50-50 bear bull in March, run up, flipped completely bear mid-April. Beginning of May, we called for 10,366. If I'm honest, I wouldn't really listen to what anyone has to say. It's always best to do your own research, because a lot of people are going to throw different numbers to the upside, which we talked about last stream, where, I was a fan of BitBoy, and then realized that, he's just like everyone else, just throwing numbers out there and hope one sticks. So then they can be like, hey, I called the top, I called the bottom. So his prediction of 10,366 could be completely wrong. And, even if it gets to 11,000, for example, that's still a 7% discrepancy in his guess. Like how much percentage leeway would you give someone continuously getting wrong calls? It's that's why you got to be careful who you follow in the space, and don't make mistakes, following other people's words, because sometimes and most of the time they are wrong. Okay, next we have Plan B. This will not stay blue forever. Macro and markets may be different, but humans don't change. Human behavior is driven by greed in the red and fear in the blue. So basically he's saying that be fearful when others are greedy, and be greedy when others are fearful. So right now we're technically in the fear stage, and this is where we believe the best returns on your investment next bull run are to be made, and how generational wealth is created. You can't make generational wealth 2 to 3xing your crypto when you're buying in the in the orange and the red times, because you're FOMOing in, and you could be catching the last little percentage gain of the entire bull run, and that's not life-changing wealth. If you can double your funds, it just means you have to put more capital down to give yourself generational wealth. But if you put a fraction of your capital during the blue stages, you can 50 to 100x quite easily each bull run if you pick the right plays. And you need to obviously have mentors who can find these diamonds in the rough for you, and that's exactly what we have available in our Millionaire Club. So if you don't have the time to research coins, you can always seek out experts such as Breakout Solutions, where we do the research for you, and with that you can obviously make better decisions with your investment opportunities. Next and last, we have Anthony Pompliano. Compound interest on debt was the banker's greatest invention to capture and enslave a productive society, said Albert Einstein. So the world is living in a debt-based society, of course, and the government can't function without borrowing from its future. The old adage of living below your means no longer applies to governments, especially the US. They print themselves way out of budget, put people into deficits, and they keep blaming it on the pandemic money that was obviously given out, but they have done that before, and they will continue to do it to get re-elected and to make the dispersion between the rich and poor even wider as time goes on. So it's a broken system, and it's just helping it's enabling the larger whales to make the middle class and lower class, they basically they're putting their foot on top of us every time they do this stuff, because the rich are getting richer, as I said, and we're struggling to increase wages just here in Australia. Living expenses are going up, but wages isn't following as much. So we had a presentation last week. If you haven't seen it, feel free to reach out to us. It's for the Be For Real real estate presentation, where you can use your crypto to invest in fractionalizations of homes. And so if you're someone who can't afford, obviously, a new home, you can obviously stake your crypto to be able to build up an investment so you can purchase your own home, or you can have multiple fractionalization of multiple homes worldwide. It's obviously just going to start in Australia, but I think the business is going to do really well. If you want to watch the replay about this presentation, feel free to drop us a comment below. We will send it to you, because it's an amazing project and would love to share it with you guys. So, yeah, that was really cool. I'm going to bring Wasim back in so he can tell us a little bit about the presentation. What were your thoughts about the Be For Real presentation?
Oh, mate, I've seen that presentation 2 times, and I absolutely love it. What these guys are doing is actually astonishing, of how they help you get using DeFi, and get rewards through DeFi to use that then to be able to purchase property through a developer that they have deals with. Definitely cutting edge. And also, for those of you that are interested, there is a 5.5 minute summary of that presentation on the YouTube channel. So if you just go to Decrypting Crypto on YouTube, I've put the link in the description, in the comments already. So check that out. There is a video called Be For Real Investment Benefits, buy real estate with crypto. So it is there. It's on public. You can watch it. And it's got instructions of how to invest. And obviously always do your own research. But this is a great opportunity that we've given to our members. Now we're going to share here, which is actually one of the things we're going to talk about later on in what's coming up, which is a great new report we're working on, which is going to come out in the next few weeks. So we'll talk about that at the business or at the breakout updates. All righty.
Over to the adoption highlights with Sim.
Thank you. So Coinbase launches crypto policy education initiative ahead of upcoming elections. So Coinbase trying to bridge the gap between crypto enthusiasts and politicians with a new voter registration and education initiative. So basically, Coinbase, what they're doing is, they understand that the next upcoming election is going to be very, very important for the crypto space. So they're pretty much creating, like, you can call it like a bit of a lobby group or something like that, where crypto users can then directly communicate with politicians in the US and give them their opinion and whatnot. So it's opening up a communication forum between crypto users and politicians. Now, they did come out and say that. So their chief policy officer, his name is Faryad Shirzad, I think, if that's how you say it right. He also served as a security advisor to the White House. So they've got some very strong connections there. And he said electing leaders who are pro-innovation and who favor sensible crypto policy is critical to our mission and increasing economic freedom. That's why we're launching an initiative to help the crypto community to get engaged and be heard. He then went on to say, the leaders we elect this November will be the ones making critical decisions about the future of crypto, blockchain, and Web3, and about our economic freedom. The most important way to make a difference in shaping what's happening is by being informed and by voting. That's why we're launching a voter registration portal and education initiative. So, Coinbase has pretty much stayed out of the political realm until recently, but now they're saying that, because they're saying that's going to affect their mission, they're getting into the political realm. But they did come under a little bit of fire, because back in the 2020 or the last election, they put out a statement saying that employees are not allowed to speak about any political stances or assume negative intent and whatever, anything to do, or even be involved in activism outside of the core mission of work. So there were a bit dictatorship, but now they seem to change their stance. Moving on, we have crypto exchange Binance to help South Korean city of Busan develop its blockchain industry. So as you guys know, Binance and the mission that they're on, and what CZ is doing in the world is absolutely amazing. He's meeting with a lot of political leaders around the world, speaking to them about crypto, and now they've obviously struck up a deal with Busan City in South Korea to help develop the blockchain ecosystems and promote the digital asset age, the digital asset exchange. So includes several services and technological help. Binance will provide Busan with technological and infrastructure to support for the development of the city's blockchain ecosystem, promoting the Busan digital asset exchange and order book sharing. So again, this is a great opportunity for cities to take on and adopt more cryptocurrency services and cryptocurrency technology or blockchain technology in their country, and this is where Binance is really doing great work at the moment. Next one, we have Animoca tightens the reins in Japan with a $45 million Web3 focused funding. So Animoca is a giant gaming company. So they do a lot of stuff with gaming. And what they've done is they've raised funds with the bank MUFG Bank, and they've raised $45 million to help promote to their partners and ramping up the value of Web3, boosting the NFT ecosystem in Japan, were also some of their prime areas. Now, this company has been, this is a good time for this type of development, actually, because Japan is right now looking at changing their crypto tax rules. So currently they impose 30% corporate tax on all profits from crypto, whether they are realized or unrealized. So Japan is looking at changing that also in this current update. Moving on. Okay, so another Brazilian brokerage platform is now offering crypto services or looking at offering crypto services next year. So Rico, which is a Brazilian brokerage platform, part of XP Inc., has announced its plans to enter the cryptocurrency market next year. It's expanding its operation, will also enter the banking market, launching digital account services and credit card. So it's a big move, and they're following the steps of things like Nubank and other banks that have done so in Latin America. And what we're seeing in Latin America and Brazil, generally, like I've said this in the past, Brazil and Mexico are really on this massive race to adopt cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology. So what they're saying is a lot of companies and banks are entering the cryptocurrency business as a way of offering a complete package of investment to the under just one organization. So this is looking at, they're also looking at NFTs, also looking at insurance as well as cryptocurrency. So the focus is basically young investors, because what these banks are understanding now is what's coming with crypto is going to be so huge. Investors in crypto right now are going to be extremely wealthy. And they literally said it. We want to help clients. So what they've actually said in this article was they're going to focus on younger players in the field whose income is about $1,000. About this interest in these often overlooked investors, Pedro Canelas of Rico stated, "We want to help clients to have a healthy consumption so they can become savers, investors, and later big investors. We're going to reach a part of the population that few people are looking at." So these guys get it. They understand people investing in crypto now are going to be wealthy in the future, so they want to get their business early. Having said that, not every bank in Brazil is eager and bullish about crypto. Neobank, pretty much, which is the second largest bank, has said, Bradesco Bank, which is the second largest bank in Brazil, has said that they're not interested in the crypto market because it's too small. So not everybody gets it. A lot of the banks like Neobank, Nubank, PicBay have all adopted cryptocurrencies in their services. Alrighty, and last one for the day is we have Formula One has filed 2 trademarks related to NFTs before the next Las Vegas Grand Prix event, which is expected to take place in November 2023. So as per the filing, Formula One plans to offer virtual goods in the form of sporting equipment, virtual clothing, headphones, lanyards, souvenirs, keyrings, digital arts, jewelry, sculptors, and other items. It also intends to offer cryptocurrency exchange services and currency trading, virtual currency services, as well as carbon offsets. So everybody's getting in on crypto, guys. No matter what field you're in, everyone's trying to get a piece of that pie. So if you haven't started, you really should be looking at decrypting crypto as at least your starting point. And over to you, Maddie. Let's put on the Decrypting Crypto banner up so people have the website. And then you can go into the, what do you call it?
To the market update. But did you see what I highlighted? We can now buy a Lambo with our Shiba Inu. How good is that?
Oh yeah, that's the related story. I didn't see that, man. I look at my screen, which makes it better for the camera. But yeah, I definitely didn't see that. But yeah,
I can't wait to cash out my $100. Maybe that'll give me a Lambo.
Hey man, you don't know. Maybe that $100 and maybe Shiba Inu will get to a cent. And then we can all be billionaires.
maybe. Alrighty, guys, let's dive into the market update. So if we zoom in, we can see the Bitcoin is having quite a nice little bounce here. It is the value area low of this entire range. And a value area basically shows you where Bitcoin has been traded with the most in this sideways range. So we can see the point of control where Bitcoin was traded the most was around 21,422 since the 14th of June. So now that we're having a nice decent bounce off the value area low, where we can see the change in coloration from the very well colored bars to the dark colored bars, that is the value area low of this range, and the value area high is at the top. So we bounce off the value area low, which is fantastic. And now what I expect is Bitcoin to most likely get its way all the way to this local golden pocket. I'm going to zoom in to the 4 hour, and this local golden pocket is around $21,000. So I expect to see some selling occur once we sort of hit this number right here, possibly even the 786, because the 786 is the value, it's the point of control of this entire sideways range where we spent a week last week. As you can see, the point of control right here, about 21,600, very close to this 21,366 from the 786. So we could come up to here and get the rejection from here, but let's just say we blast through everything. I expect Bitcoin to make its way and go there very fast to 23,000, which is the golden pocket from the local high of 25,200 to where we just came down to. So expect to put these down, three prices down on your notebook to either sell or DCA a little bit of Bitcoin. That's what I'm going to be doing, not financial advice. Here at 21,000, a little bit more here at 21,400, and at here at 23,000, because this bounce may not be it's more than likely a dead cat bounce, and we're going to get rejected at one of these 2 points. But if not, we're going to see sort of Bitcoin get up to that $28,000, I do believe. So got a fair bit of work to do. Got to go past this point of control, then come back down, test it as support. So Bitcoin's got some big shoes to fill, but I don't think the current climate is allowing Bitcoin to do anything crazy. I feel like we still got a lot of things happening worldwide, and a bounce here would not really reflect what's going on economically in the US, and with all these issues that we're having with the Russia-Ukraine war. Lastly, these vertical lines that you can see that I've mapped out is every time the stochastic RSI has hit the oversold territory, and where these two moving averages do cross back over. And if we look at just those, let me undo that. If we look at just those two graphs, we can see that every time we had a vertical line, we basically pushed to the upside with a decent percentage rally. So the other week, that was pretty much an outlier because we were between $1,000 range. This is where we had the bottom. We had a nice little pump up from here to the next stochastic high. Here as well, where we had the Russia-Ukraine war dump, and then we sort of pumped back up. Here was another time where we basically went from 39,200 to 43,000. So that's a nice thing. But you can basically see I've outlined every time that stochastic RSI has flipped bullish, and we see a decent rally. So I think Bitcoin is going to have some legs to it. But like I said, I wouldn't be expecting all-time highs. It's going to be a while till we get out of this bear market. We need to go sideways a fair bit. So, guys, I hope you've enjoyed the market analysis. I know it was a lot to digest, but I gave you areas where I'm looking to sell before I want to sort of jump all the way back in the market, because I'm still hoping for lower. I want lower prices so I can get cheaper, but I'm not being too greedy. I'm still dollar cost averaging, which is what we teach you guys. Alrighty, Wasim, do you want to quickly talk about the update again, guys? We're giving out the replay for the Be For Real real estate investment opportunity. Do you want to say some things, Wasim, about it?
Yeah, look, guys, if you haven't looked into this, they're going to start their staking this Thursday. So it's a minimum $250. I think it's US to invest.
Yeah, that's right.
It started. Check out the Be For Real replay. Check out how to get involved. We do have a video on the YouTube channel. We do believe this is going to be a pretty big opportunity in the next few years. So it is a very long-term hold. So that's the other thing. But definitely check it out. Do your own research. And if you do want to get involved, anybody that buys through our education, then we'll get a 10% bonus in the tokens that they get. So that's a special deal we have for our members and our listeners.
Awesome. All right, guys, that's it from us. Thank you once again.
I do have one more update.
You got one more update? Go.
One more update. Guys, for those of you that are watching, you want to stay tuned. Over the next couple of weeks, we're bringing out a new report. And this report is going to look at the 5 trends that you want to be paying attention to. I'm going to give up too much information, but if you want to change your life in the next bull cycle, you've got to start preparing now. And we're going to be relaunching a report on the areas that you should be looking at, and how we're going to be working and teaching our members what they should be focused on to be able to prepare for the next bull cycle, so we can all have massive, massive success. Keep an eye on that, with more to come.
Awesome, guys. Thank you for watching once again, and we will see you guys Friday. Bye.